Okay guys, let's talk about the one movie that has made sure that whenever a new shark movie comes out, every single person's going to be thinking about this one movie. Yeah, I'm going to be talking about you, the Meg.
But if you close your eyes,
Jaws. So Jaws is the story that... Am I really going to explain the story of Jaws to you guys? It is the most simple story in the world, and I feel like nearly everyone has seen it, but if you don't know the story of Jaws, it's basically a shark is coming to a town to kill people, so they kill the shark. And that's it. That's all you need to know, I swear to God. So I'm going to go straight into the directing of this movie because holy shit, it is sublime. I mean, you can't deny Steven Spielberg is without a doubt the greatest director of all time, possibly. And in this movie, he exactly proves why he's one of the greatest directors, because it's the way he's able to portray certain characters and settings and monsters in such a way that just makes for a really tense, very personal, very characterized story. And I mean, one thing you've absolutely got to talk about is the relationship between Steven Spielberg and John Williams, because yeah, their relationship has been pretty special for a long time now. The amount of movies that they've done together and the amount that they've just made over the course of their time is just legend. And Jaws is without a doubt one of the best legends that they've ever come up with, because not only is the soundtrack just a really awesome feeling of tension, but it's just the way Spielberg incorporates the music in his movies, because it's the setting of it all. Jaws is about a shark. Where's the shark going to be? It's in an ocean. So what do you normally accumulate with an ocean? Well, quietness, especially when it's calm. That's the thing I love about it, is the fact that the ocean is a very quiet, a very calm place. So putting music into that makes a really tense, really atmospheric experience. But it's especially when there's really silent moments and it's just digging at you. Like you're just sitting there just going, oh my god, something's gonna happen. And then all of a sudden when something does happen, BAM! Right in your face. It's just all out of nowhere and the music just starts kicking up. And it's fair to say it's gonna scare the living shit out of you, okay? But like I said about Steven Spielberg, it's the way he also makes characters amazingly likable and also to make them absolute assholes. I mean, you've got to talk about the mayor in this movie. There is no question, without a doubt, that this mayor has to be the biggest asshole in the entire world. I mean, if you wanted to punch anybody in terms of a character in any movie, I would punch this dick. And also this guy from Aliens. But oh my god, the way he's just so obnoxious, so greedy, and just such a heartless bastard, it really gets on your nerves. Because you can clearly see that everybody else is just digging at him, just going, will you just pay attention for one fucking second? Like the audience wants to say, but he's just not having any of it. But what I particularly love about the character of the mayor is not only is he the biggest arsehole in the world, but it's also the ending of his character as well. Because it's just that sudden realization that he just makes the biggest cock up in the entire world, and just for that, you kind of feel sorry for him. I mean, yeah, he's the biggest arsehole I've ever seen on screen, but then you just see him just absolutely shaking and terrified at what he just witnessed, the realization of his grand error, and you're just like, oh, that's so sweet. I still want to punch you though. But again, it's not only unlikable characters, it's likable characters. I mean, the acting, it's fair to say, is absolutely superb from everybody in this movie. I mean, you've got Roy Scheider, who is the main character in the whole movie, and you just see how much he cares at just trying to do his best. He wants to try and do his best to protect the people around him. But there are just a few moments that make me really, really feel for him. And it's not only just him, but it's also Richard Dreyfuss as well. He's an excellent character, a guy who is super smart and pretty much ridiculed for the whole movie for just being a smart guy. But he's also a very likable character. I enjoyed him. He just was a smart guy who just wanted to do the right thing. But the one performance in this movie though, without a doubt, is going to stand above all of them, is Robert Shaw. I absolutely love this guy because he kind of reminds me of a manager at a normal retail workplace. You know, at first he can be a pretty big asshole and you just really want to hate the guy, but as you get to know him along the way, just at his core he has one of the biggest hearts out there. He's a nice guy. He's just seen some horrible shit. But that's what I love. It's the evolution of a character, just from instantly going I hate you to instantly going I absolutely love you and I don't want to see you go. But then that's the thing, you put all three of these characters together in the movie and that's when sparks really start to fly. You get anger, you get frustration, but then you also get love and compassion for each other. You just get a sense of camaraderie between all of them. And it's really just the drinking scene. I mean, when they're all getting together, just, you know, Robert Shaw's talking about the story of what he's seen, and him just saying that whole thing is like, you know what, you can be the biggest arsehole in the world. After what you've just told me, after what you've just seen, I don't care. No one deserves to go through that. You do whatever you feel like, mate. God, I love that scene. But it's also the fact that the script is just fantastic. It's golden. I mean, some of the jokes that just pop up in that drinking scene made me laugh absolutely hysterically. And there's no question that a couple scenes in this movie you're never going to forget because they are some of the biggest, most influential scenes in all of movie history. you're gonna need a bigger boat. Smile, you son of a bitch. Scenes like this, bits of dialogue like that, make a movie just ever so delicious. But the thing is with Jaws, which really surprised me, is the fact that I thought it was just gonna be one of those movies that was just gonna be scary and tense throughout the entire film, but it's actually got some really funny moments. I mean, like I said, you got the whole drinking scene, which made me laugh quite hysterically a couple times. But then you've also got like the kids' prank, then you've got Roy Scheider's drinking problem, and then you've also got the really stupid fisherman when they're trying to catch Jaws and catch the tiny shark, or at the start of the movie as well. A lot of moments that keep you gripped but entertained at the same time. It is just one of the most perfect movies out there, so smooth throughout. I mean, the thing is, I went into this movie at the age of 20 years old, you know, like I said, seeing loads of movies in my time with amazing graphics and special effects and so on, and Jaws, it's fair to say, is not one of those movies. It's made in 1975, give it a break. Because the thing is with this movie is, yeah, the shark looks fake as shit, there is no question about that, but what was amazingly tense was the fact that you didn't see it so often. There is a difference in that. I'm going to use Piranha for example, because fuck me, that was just terrible. Because what Piranha thought was just keep showing the piranha just eating loads of people and just mass murdering everybody. That's not scary to me. I mean, a ghost is scary when you look at it, that's fair enough, but when you're staring at it for 2 hours and it's just doing stuff, it just gets so boring by the end of it. You're just like, can you just please leave? It starts to become annoying and irritating, and it doesn't matter how bad the ghost looks, it'll just get on your nerves. Like Piranha, the piranhas may look real and scary, but if you just look at them constantly, you just start to get really annoyed at them. Jaws does it differently though. It's the fact that you don't see him so often, the fact that he's hardly ever in the picture whatsoever. It makes you terrified because you have absolutely no idea where he's going to come out of and scare the living crap out of you. That's what horror movies need to learn. Don't constantly show the monster or the ghost or whatever, because otherwise you're just going to lose the tension and it's just going to make for a really annoying and boring experience. But when you don't show it so often, that's when you really start to grip the audience. Guys, no matter what way you look at it, Jaws is a perfect movie. It's tense, it's gripping, it's funny, it's got likable characters, very unlikable characters, with just fantastic directing and an awesome score and a brilliant script. Jaws is without a doubt going in my very special pile. Guys, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed your stay here, and I will be making more videos in the future, don't you worry about that. And I will see you guys in the future.